Joachim Gans.
Let us begin with an audacious premise. What if history got it wrong in all its dusty grandeur? Not in the grand arcs, but in its tireless genuflection to noble heroes. Enter Joachim Gans, bohemian metallurgist, heretic, and likely the prototype for every eccentric genius trying to explain quantum physics at a dinner party. His name may not glitter in the gilded halls of sanitized high school curriculums. Still, his story is an alchemical fusion of brilliance and rebellion, sparking against the iron shackles of 16th century orthodoxy. He was not just a figure in history, but a pioneer, inspiring us to challenge the norms and pave our own paths. Born in the picturesque chaos of Prague, Gans had little patience for the lethargy of medieval industry. Copper refining, for instance, was a soul-sapping 16-week affair that left miners ample time to ponder the futility of existence. In a fit of efficiency, and perhaps caffeine, Gans compressed this tedious process into 4 days, effectively inventing medieval speed metal. It wasn't just a technological leap, it was a mic drop for inefficiency and a pointed jab at the status quo. Naturally, such audacity caught the eye of Sir Walter Raleigh, a man who probably polished his armor to admire his reflection. Raleigh, the opportunist, recruited Gans for the Roanoke expedition, reasoning that a metallurgist who could bend copper to his will might turn the New World into a gilded playground. And so, Gans arrived in Virginia, armed with crucibles and optimism, only to find himself part of a colony where chaos was less an exception and more the default setting. Now, the plot thickens, curdles, and occasionally bursts into flames. Gans wasn't just a metallurgical wunderkind, he was also, inconveniently, a Jew in a world that treated nonconformity as a design flaw. As the first recorded Jew in colonial North America, Gans was a historical milestone and a lightning rod. In 1586, in Bristol, he added blasphemer to his CV by posing a question so incendiary it could have doubled as kindling. What needeth the Almighty God to have a son? Is he not almighty? Cue the collective pearl-clutching, a chorus of gasps, and a witch hunt in the guise of a theological debate. Blasphemy charges followed with all the speed and subtlety of a mob lighting torches. But here's the twist. Gans emerged relatively unscathed, thanks to the inconvenient truth that he was, well, irreplaceable. The Royal Mining Company wasn't about to toss its golden goose into the pyre, no matter how scandalized the clergy became. It seems profit can be an unlikely bedfellow to tolerance, if only out of sheer necessity. Gans's life reads like a tragicomedy, a ceaseless dance between the incandescent possibilities of human innovation and the grinding inertia of societal bigotry. On the one hand, he was the Enlightenment personified, a man wielding reason and fire to transform the material world and challenge intellectual complacency. On the other hand, he was a living emblem of how progress so often finds itself shadowed by fear, with prejudice waiting in the wings to jeer at the curtain call. This paradox wasn't unique to Gans. It's the double helix of Western civilization. For every step forward, there's a bureaucratic tripwire. For every breakthrough, an indignant committee poised to shout, "Not so fast." Fast forward to today, and Gans's legacy feels less like a historical footnote and more like a rallying cry for every misfit ever told to stay in their lane. He didn't just veer out of his lane, he set the road on fire, smelted the asphalt into something unrecognizable, and dared the rest of us to keep up. His life is a testament to the power of defiance, inspiring us to challenge the status quo and push the boundaries of what is possible. His life is a rebuke to the myth of the monolithic colonial past, reminding us that America's origins were as gloriously chaotic and diverse as the cast of a Shakespearean comedy. Gans looms large in a world still grappling with inclusion, shining a light on the diverse voices and contributions that have shaped our history. He is the rebel who wouldn't be silenced, the scientist who refused to stagnate, and the heretic who dared to ask, why not? His crucibles weren't merely for copper, they were vessels for possibility, glowing with the promise of what humanity could achieve if it stopped dousing every flame with fear. So, the next time someone insists history belongs to the victors, raise a glass to Joachim Gans, a man who didn't bother winning or losing, but rewrote the rules while the rest of the world was busy tallying the score.
So, you've managed to endure a slice of the RPTM podcast. We pat ourselves on the back for possibly coaxing a chuckle out of you, but let's be real, we're aiming for the tears here. If, by some twist of fate, you actually found this clip halfway interesting, do us a favor, bestow upon us the mighty power of the thumbs up and grace that subscribe button with your presence.